Hello everyone, my name is Hannah Collison from Inspired Creations, and this is another tutorial, this time learning how to make a toddler character. The materials that you're going to need are listed on this piece of paper here. We'll just get that in screenshot for you. So if you want, you can pause it so you can go ahead and get everything together so you can work alongside. And here we go. So I've got some sugar paste here, which I'm going to use for the baby grow. This is the little character in real life, and we're going to start by making the body. So we'll take just a little bit. Oh, we've got to split this actually. We need to take probably just under half, and then the second half I'm going to the largest piece here, put into a plastic bag just to keep it from drying out. And then I'm going to warm up my paste so it's nice and crack free. So just a bit of twisting here, squidge. That squeezes anything you can do to let the air out. The worst thing you can do though is flatten and fold your paste. So get that into a nice, smooth, crack-free ball. And once it's in that shape and you're happy, then you can go ahead and position this part of your hand onto one side of the ball and start to roll. So you can see you've got like an angle there, which is going to create a cone shape. So just roll so you get a body shape, and the length of that is about 4 centimeters. Okay, having got the cone shape, we now need to put some markings in. So I'm going to draw a central line with a cutting wheel, so the large end, and then with a number 3 piping tip I'm going to push in 4 indents which represent the buttons. If you don't have a piping tip, then you can use just the back of a paintbrush, something that will create an indent. You can even put little sugar pearls in there if you prefer. So place that on to the board just at an angle, put your fingers behind, and then just press a little bit. We're not trying to flatten it too much as you raise it, and that way you'll end up creating a plump profile to his body. Pop that to one side. To make the legs, roll 2 balls the same size, roughly 2 centimeters in diameter, and give them a good warm up. Just work on one leg at a time, but make sure you've got the 2 balls the same size before you start. Give that a good warm up, roll it into a nice crack-free ball, and then go ahead and hold your hand horizontally across. I like to use the palm of my hand to hold the paste so that it doesn't slide everywhere. I find it harder to work on the board, but it's whatever you prefer. The length of this fat sausage is about 4 centimeters, the diameter about 1 centimeter. Once you've created the leg, if you find the fat end, hold the paste about 1 centimeter away from the end and turn up the foot, pressing the sole as you go. Turn it upside down and pinch in a little V shape here. That's going to be to represent the heel. And then if you hold with your index fingers and just roll here to create a bit of an ankle shape. This part here is quite rounded, so we're just going to flatten that out a little bit. And we can turn the toe areas up and create a little instep. Just use something smooth, maybe a brush, stem, something like that. Okay, so there's our leg. Now we want to just finally bend in a knee. So work down a little way and then turn the paste over your thumb. Pinch to create a knee and then push to create a bit of a kneecap shape. Okay, so I'm just going to show you that with the second one, and this one, the instep's actually going to be on the inside, so that is his left leg. So we'll do his right leg now. So just make sure your paste is nice and warmed up, because clean modelling is the way to go. If you've got no cracks in it and it's simplified, that's fine. It will still look really effective. So find the fattest end, hold with your finger and thumb about 1 centimetre from the end, and then push up and press here. Now you could just stop here and that would be your leg. That would be absolutely fine. But to give it more detail, turn it upside down, pinch a little bit of a V shape going into the heel there. And then we want to thin out the ankle a little bit and press in the toe area to flatten that. Turn up the toes and press the indent for the instep. Finally, the knee, bend over your finger or your thumb, press on the top to create a ridge, push to create a cap, and that gives you a knee shape. Texture, or create a seam line, that's what you're trying to do with the cutting wheel. Come all the way down across the front. Do the same with the second leg. And then if you want to, you can put some buttons in the same way as you did for the body. Okay, so next is to create the nappy part that sits at the front and the back. Basically, they're stabilizers to stop the character from falling over. We need a 1 centimetre ball for the back and a 1.5 centimetre ball for the front. Take each ball in turn. They're made in the same way. The large one is going to be for the front. So once you've got a ball, go ahead and just take both fingers either side to create what looks a bit like a torpedo and turn it up so it has a bit of a smile shape to it. That's your first one. Then roll the ball for the second one and do the same again. So hold on both sides and just start to press to create the torpedo and then curl to make a sad face. And this piece will go there, here, a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. We want to just position these shapes so that we know that this is going to sit on comfortably. Just bring these forward a fraction so you can hold your body shape over there to check to see how it's going to come together. Depending on how long the legs are, you may want to have them coming closer. If I show you on this one, the legs are quite long, so they've joined each other, and then I've got the stabilizing pieces either side. Once you're happy that you know how this is going to come together, go ahead and put some sugar glue onto the relevant pieces, just the top, so that when you sit the body on, it starts to hold. So we just take the top body, keep it nice and upright, and give it a little press on, and then reposition the legs how you want them. And we can just press in the nappy to make sure that it's stuck. Okay. At this point, you're probably better off transferring it to a board if you haven't already done so, because you don't really want to lift it up again. It needs to be in its proper position, otherwise it's just going to simply fall over or something will fall off. So next is the arms. I've rolled a ball that's about 2 centimetre diameter, two the same size so they match, and warm them up. This time we're going to roll in a cone shape. So it's kind of an elongated cone. I don't want it very pointed at the far end here. This is going to be the shoulder end, the narrow end. This end we're going to turn up onto the board and just press so it flattens, and that will give you the cuff end, the sleeve end, where the hand will go. Do the same with the second arm. The length of these, 3.5 centimetres. They can be longer if you want. Take the cutting wheel and mark in as before. This time they don't have buttons. So we can just bend that sleeve a little bit. Draw in the same markings for the other one. And if you want to, you can actually put in some crease markings if you use a cocktail stick. Do the same on the other side. Okay. So having created the arms, put some glue on the side of the body. Now it's possibly more ideal if you put the glue on the side of the body before you actually go ahead and make the arms, and then that way the glue has got a chance to go a little bit tacky, and it'll stop your arms from sliding off. Once they're on, paint some glue on the underside of that flattened sleeve, and this will be able to start to go off a little bit so that you can stick the hand. To make the hands, we need 2 balls roughly 1 centimetre in diameter. Just work on one hand at a time. Nice warmed up ball. Make a point at one end into a cone, flatten into a teardrop shape, and we've got about 3 mil thickness across there. Take your scissors and, following the same angle as the outside of the hand shape, cut in a thumb. Bring the thumb away and tap. Round off the palm part. So you could just stop here and it's a mitten, and that would be absolutely fine. If you want to go ahead and work on it more and make fingers, you can bring the scissors in, cut in the middle, half again and half again. Try and keep the fingers fairly even in thickness. This is the little finger, so we'll shorten it slightly. Bring each finger out so that you can press and tidy up, round off. And if you need to, you can tease, just pinch and twiddle up to elongate the fingers. Now these take practice, and it's difficult to get them looking perfect. So practice makes perfect, or you can use the just the idea of a mitten. Bring the thumb down, close the fingers up, and tilt maybe the thumb up to give it more interest. That's a hand. Go ahead and do the same. So into a ball, this is the second hand, into a cone shape, press to flatten. This time, cut the thumb on the opposite side, because this is the other hand. Pull out the thumb, round that off, and round the palm off as well. So you can stick here if you prefer, or you can go ahead and cut in the fingers. So cut through the middle, either side in the center. If you need to trim the little finger, do. You might find it's okay. And then just pinch and twiddle to tease these fingers and make them a little bit longer if they need. Bring the fingers together. Bring the thumb down. Oh, my little finger's just dropped off. Might have to rescue that. And then position the fingers how you would like. Okay. Now, it's very possible that you'll need to trim. So if you take a knife, this wasn't written on the kit list, so you might need to go and get one. And then one with the thumbs on the inside, we pop one hand in here. Again, the bone modeling tool wasn't on your kit list either, so hopefully you've got one. If not, just find something else like a paintbrush that will allow you just to press in and reshape the fingers if they flare. Position the other hand underneath and press and reposition. Okay, so now the hands are on. So to support the head, we need to pop in a piece of spaghetti. So I've just got some normal dry spaghetti here. Push that through so it hits the surface of the board, and then hold on to where exactly you want to break it off. And you've probably got about 1/2 centimetre. My view here has gone a little bit kind of unfocused, so let's just quickly fix that. Okay, so if I turn that up, you should be able to find it. So about 1/2 centimetre in length, and then we can glue around. And now we're ready to take our skin tone colour again and make a head. If we just hold the head onto the body so that we can roughly gauge that we've got the right size. So for me, that is about 3.5 centimetre diameter. Yeah, 3.5 centimetre diameter. Give that a good warm up. Roll it into a nice crack-free ball. And then just 1 or 2 rolls horizontally to create an oval shape. Okay. We're ready to mark the features in, so work out roughly where halfway is on your character height of your head. The ears are going to go on the side. Put your nose in. Come just either side and up a bit for the eyes. The mouth, use a smile tool or a straw. Push in and then pull down. That will open the smile. You can then use the other side of this tool or the back of a paintbrush and just push in 2 little grin marks. And if you want to, you can just stroke his chin a little bit so that he gets more of a pointed part down here. Pop the head on nice and upright. And then pop some glue into the nose hole and the eye holes. Now I feel like I need to just open up the nose hole a little bit, so we just put the spaghetti stick back in and open up the nose hole. And then we can do the glue. So glue into the nose hole and the eye holes. And we're just going to put some glue where the ears are going to go. So my ears, if you follow the eye line to the side of the head and glue. For the eyes, I've got sugar pearls. These are just 2 millimeter thick. So we can just pop in 2 little pearls. You could use small balls of black paste. And then we can go ahead and make the nose and the ears. So the nose and the ears are made from 3 same size balls of paste. You can make the ears slightly larger if you like. So this smaller one is going to be reserved for the nose. For the ear, we have a ball into a cone. Tap to flatten so it becomes a little teardrop shape. And that can be attached onto the ear with the fat side uppermost. Try that with the other one. So ball into a cone, tap to flatten, and with the rounded part uppermost, go ahead and stick it onto the ear. Now, to make these look a little bit more realistic, you can use a cocktail stick, and a third of the way up from the bottom of the ear, push in to create an earlobe. Take the other small ball of paste, roll it into a nice crack-free ball, roll on one side to create a cone, and this is going to go on with the pointed end into the nose hole. Got a little bit too much glue on there, so I'm just going to take that off. So now he has a nose. The last thing is the hair. So glue the area where you would like the hair. For the hair, we're going to put some of the hair colour into a garlic press and squeeze it through until we've got it the length we would like. If you want him to have very short spiky hair, then stop squeezing as soon as you've got the length you want. Take yourself a knife, run the knife across the garlic press to pull off your hair, and without putting it down on the surface, go ahead and dress his head. It's important not to bake these pieces and leave them on the side in advance because they all fall apart. This way, you should be able to cover him quite easily. Clean the garlic press off in between each squeeze so that you haven't got any excess. It's best if this paste hasn't got CMC in it, because that will cause you to struggle to push it through the garlic press. And if your paste is really firm, you could use white fat Trex to soften it a little bit. So we can go ahead and add onto the back. Now the back is a little bit trickier, so you hold the shapes that you've made from the garlic press on the knife, and the knife's at an angle, and then you kind of sweep it on and give it a little tap to secure. And just make sure you cover it all the way around. And the idea here is to get to the point. He's missing a bit here, but just so you've got a little bit of skin showing. And there you have your little boy. So I won't finish him off because it's obvious how to do it, and you've got the picture at the beginning of the video. So I hope you enjoyed that, and if you want to, you can email me or post on Facebook, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon.